Hello and welcome. Sorry, I was setting the alarm. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Minecraft Musings. I'm A-Rye. This is glitching out. I don't even know what I look like right now. Oh, that's right. What? Yeah, okay. Nice. Oh, wait, where's my eyes? Okay, there we go. So now when I run, it'll be. I'm liking this. Okay, sorry, my son changed it up. We were playing some Minecrafts and I forgot for a bit he was Gojo. I think it's Gojo, is this white-haired anime character that he likes, and um, I thought it looked like Rick from Rick and Morty, and he's yeah. So I don't know, but apparently it's Gojo. So, anyways, happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday. I'm on vacation. Woo! Like a staycation, but basically, yeah. So I'm gonna be spamming a lot of YouTube videos. Now I'm gonna try to keep it to a minimum, but the same time. Well, and it is going to be because, like, there's going to be a lot of time where I'm still not going to be playing. I'll be doing other things, but um, started doing a caster in Elden Ring. Oh, also, as far as something to do. Wait, there we go. As far as something to do. In fact, let's go ahead and deposit this because I don't even know why I'm wearing all that stuff. I mean, I keep it in peaceful for the most part, and I figure if I'm going to go violent, I'll suit up or something. Um, let's go ahead and leave the coral here. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with Dark Souls Remastered. At the same time, I'm like kind of at like an impasse. Well, I'm stuck right now. I'm stuck down in the catacombs, and it's annoying. And honestly, I haven't had the patience to. Um, Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and put all this stuff down there. Just not the yellow, because I'm saving the yellow coral for the Wizard Island area. But I haven't been down there for quite a bit. I did add some lapis this side. Also, I didn't realize I only had enough for the one, and I didn't finish that one. But that's all right. So, but yeah, we're starting to fill out the actual inside with things. So we'll deposit these and then go get excuse me, some item frames, some. Well, we already have item frames and signs, I'm pretty sure. Maybe we'll check supplies first. Go ahead and start outlining, like, um, the ologies. We can go ahead and talk about them, too, while we gather supplies. But basically, the sociology, anthropology, I mean, history, too. And something I saw on the socials earlier today was talking about the Revolutionary War and how we seceded from England over, you know, like a 5% tea tax, and now we're being taxed at like 20 to 30%, you know, depending on your income bracket. And yeah, and of course I went in to comment on some stuff, which is kind of risky, but you got to be ready to like, you know, come prepared with like counter arguments and, you know, just points to be made. And do red blue. Oops. There we go. So. Hmm. Okay, go breathe. I mean, I could always get more from harvesting these, so. Anyways. Um, the ologies, like understanding people. So sociology, I mean, the main thing I remember is I did a report with my partner about Darfur, child soldiers in Africa, this like war-torn area where it actually all stemmed back to like this legend of Luquena, this like witch woman. I think she was actually like a real woman, or some woman said she was possessed by Luquena. I'd have to look it up because this was a long time ago. But back when I first attempted college. Let's see. Let's get some hides. I mean, we probably already have it, but I don't know. There's a lot of villagers over here. Need to fix that. Don't know why they're getting hurt, like falling down the stairs, I guess. But it's not like they get much airtime. So I'm thinking, oh well, hmm. So I need, how, get down. I was trying to add some shade or a shady area for the cows, but for now, gotta keep the villagers from going in there. Oh, that cow escaped. There we go. Just do that for now. I guess I could. There. Alright, so anyways, we're gonna get a little violent. Get the sheep out of here too. Anyways, 16, that's a good amount. We gotta get sticks. We got 3. Go harvest some wood. Books. Let's see this. Yeah, let's actually check our supplies first before we go too far. Don't forget to drop off the wheat. Alright, so yeah, anyways. They're important because it's the study of people and how bad things can go. And like understanding that relationship and the factors that lead up to it are crucial if we're ever to prevent it. So that's why I threw history in there as well, because like a lot of people claim to know World War One, World War Two, and like the kind of, oh, I know enough about it, or I already know about that. When in reality, like a lot of it is, I mean, eerily scary about how similar some of the stuff is today, and not to just be like, oh, he's just calling people Nazis that he doesn't like. Like, no, it's just amazing. And we're still in the 2 taboos, even though I rambled about some like video games I wanted to play while playing a video game. This is definitely like meditation, so shower thoughts and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I mean, like Hitler rose to power and took over Germany, and like he said a lot of great things going in. He knew how to talk to the people. He knew how to play on their fears and emotions, and to blame the outsider, the Jewish person, and say things like poisoning the blood of the country, and anyone who's got a pride in their country. Like Germany is a very proud country, always has been. So is America. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like a certain level of pride. It's when the pride blinds you to atrocities or negative, anything, like any range of that. And I'm saying we have that a lot here too. Like, I mean, in America, like we constantly overlook, or it's another one of those things where we just kind of wave it off, like, yeah, we already know. Um, like slavery and the Native American genocide. Like, those are two very big, crucial parts of our history that, and you learn about it in school, but learning the actual macro level impact, on society over the years and as a result of that is, again, crucial for peace. And peace is definitely part of cybersecurity. And like any tech professional will tell you, the biggest, or anyone familiar with cybersecurity will tell you, one of the biggest flaws in any company's or personal defense is the user. I mean, the systems that have been put in place are designed meticulously and tested time and time again in simulations and in the wild. Like, it comes down to the user, someone clicking a link or divulging information, too much information, or, I mean, and I know I'm pretty guilty of being a bit of an open book, but at the same time, I ensure the right, I mean, and I'm not perfect too, but I try to ensure that the right tools are in place. Actually, I just realized it's probably going to start dropping. I need to get that there, that there. I don't really need that. We can start planting another one. Let's go get this down too. I think that's it. So, anyways, and the biggest thing is just getting everybody to do multi-factor authentication. That's it. I mean, you do that and you block out like so much of the cyber crime that goes on. I mean, because most of it is scamming, like wanting gift cards, or I'm actually starting a Google Doc on what I've seen in the wild. In fact, we could talk about it right now, real quick. So, Facebook, there was a scam. Oh, that popped up real quick. Let's go get that. So on Facebook, I had somebody, hack one of my friends' profiles. I've had a few things. We'll go through them all. So Facebook, one of them uh, they hacked a profile and they sent me a link and it said, "Look who died," and it had like a couple of the emojis of like the screaming or whatever with like the blue pale face or like freaking out, but didn't say a name. And that's weird to me because this particular friend I feel like would have said, "Hey, so and so died," and then posted an obituary or a link or something. And also I looked at the link and I was like, well, that's really weird. That doesn't say obituary of any kind, shape, or form. Like, it doesn't look like, or even news. It sounded like a store. In fact, it was a link to like shop or something. So right there, it's suspicious. And then I actually clicked it before I realized it, and I was kind of like, oof, like as I clicked it and I looked, and it was a login page for Facebook. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna not log in, and I instantly felt better because I knew that like I checked my downloads. I checked, did I just download a virus or spyware or something, or have like a browser hijacker or whatever. I mean, if you downloaded a program or an app from a link, which I don't know if you can even do on phones, but still, don't click suspicious links. And ugh, yeah. So, and protect your phone number. I mean, people can spoof it, but at the same time, like, oh, another time, I got called by the Fort Collins Police Department, and I saw the number, and I was like, oh crud, like, am I in trouble here? Or like that little meme about, or the meme about Nelson, or not Nelson, Ralph from The Simpsons sitting on the bus, like, I'm in danger. I was like, oh crud. So I call him back. I'm like, hey, my name's so and so, and I received a call from this number, and or it was a text message or something, and they said, oh yeah, no, that's not from us. Thank you for calling. That's actually a recent cyber attack that we've been having. Some people are trying to scam people and get them to pay money because, and I've had that too. Like I've picked up a phone and like, or a call, or no, it wasn't even me. It was my coworker. It was when I was doing some IT, and the guy I was working with, he played the voicemail for me, or no, he answered it, I think. Not yet, because they don't leave voicemails, because then it's too easy to study it. But like he answered it, and then he just held it out for me to listen, and it was like someone saying that this is police, you need to pay this fine, you owe this money, and it's like, and he's just rolling his eyes, and we're yucking it up, and like listen to this guy try to scam him, and that's all it ended up being. So, anyways, Facebook, my grandma. Somebody made a profile of my grandma and tried to friend request me, and I accepted it. And I was like, oh, because it was the same profile picture. They just copied and pasted her profile picture into a new profile they made. They like spelled her name and then they added like a dot or a dash or an underscore or some like character at the end. So it was still the same name, the same spelling and everything, but just a little extra because they can't. Same with the phone number. I mean, and that's why a lot of scam callers, like, they'll get your whatever phone number they're dialing, they will try to use the same area code and generate numbers based on that area code. Now, it's easy for me because I don't live in my old area code, yet I still have my old area code phone number. So whenever I see my old area code phone number, I let it go to voicemail. I let every number go to voicemail because, if you can't leave me a voicemail, then you're not worth, the time. And that's not me trying to be rude. It's just in this day and age, you can't expect somebody to answer every call. That's why I hate that radio contest because it's like the $1,000 or whatever, and you're supposed to text something, and then they call you and say you're a winner. Well, they don't leave messages. I heard. At least that's what I heard on the radio. I could be wrong, but again, that's why I just thought it was funny because, well, no, not funny, messed up. Sorry, but I mean, I might have won that thing because I think I entered it a couple of times. And I was like, huh, I never get a text saying that you could just get a text. That's it. You text a number, they could send you a text from that number. Be like, oh, hey, you won. Done. No transaction of a nefarious nature. And it's accidental, doesn't matter. It's still a car crash. It's still an accident that contests like that would allow. In fact, I should probably write someone about that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm turning into to such a Karen or a, I don't know what it is for the male version. Kyle isn't quite accurate because Kyle supposedly punches holes in drywall. drinks Monster Energy drink and Mountain Dew and hangs drywall and drives, trapper keeper cars and all that. Sorry, such generalizations. But anyways, where was I going with that? Facebook scams, and that actually just happened to one of my friends the other day, and I saw a couple profiles disappear. Now I don't know if they've been removed or like temporarily disabled by Facebook. I mean, yeah, like there are ways to kind of check about that, but it's hard. You got to look them up and this and that, and use a different profile. Ugh. But anyways, no, the level of sophistication for spamming is such that they would try to make a profile of someone you know, especially a family member. I mean, and then and Facebook is really slow to like answer stuff like that. Same with WhatsApp. I actually was following a Bitcoin group. I'm still in several. I just let them add me. I mean, my phone number obviously got leaked from somewhere because but it doesn't even matter if it hasn't. I mean, like, if they're just doing random attacks on all phone numbers and adding, like, all phone numbers of a range, which I could see that too. We could program that pretty easily, especially in Python. Like, I should get back into clashes of code just to kind of brush up on that. Maybe make some videos of that, but do it with YouTube. Because the ones I have on my channel so far are when I was doing my Twitch days, and Twitch is fine if you. I just didn't realize that's what I was getting into. Oops. I mean, you have to have like a good schedule and you have to be able to plan it out. And I just couldn't commit to. Oof, imagine a guy can't commit. Oh, it's terrible. But yeah, I was having a hard time committing to all that, and, like having a schedule. And as you know, my poor subscribers like get dumped on like 6 videos in one day, and then nothing for a week, and then 30 the next couple of days, and then nothing. And those shorts are fun too. They take off like a rocket. I mean, my very first video ever, it was a 15-second llama pinata video, and it was messed up. And it got 5,000 views like pretty quick. I don't think it's had a lot since, but you never know. And then I feel bad because a lot of this stuff is not meant for kids. Yet I'm playing a Minecraft, or playing Minecraft, a game for kiddos and families, I'd say. I mean, look at the sophistication of this. Granted, I'm teaching my kiddos like circuit logic as I'm learning it too. I mean, in fact, they probably know better than me. Like, they play with their friends and stuff, and they're probably building way cooler stuff than me. I can't wait until I can I mean, I don't think they're ready for a YouTube yet. I mean, at the same time, like teenagers. Maybe teenagers should be able to. But, yeah, we're not quite there yet. I'm getting old. What am I even looking for? I'm looking for... Oh, supplies. Well, hey, that's a pleasant surprise. We got one of those. Um, yeah, I was going to say, we have signs. We've got item frames. We've got signs. I don't remember... I think work was one, and... Doesn't matter. I have each kind. Ooh, and hanging signs. That looks fun. What can we do with that? That might be second level stuff, like in addendum. And then I want to do it to where like education goes this way, so you can go back this way, and everything that way is education. Kind of like streets and like cities and stuff, how you think. So that's all education. And then work, what to do, like activism and stuff or whatever. But yeah, for now, education, history, learn computer science. Um, just jump into it. Sociology. There we go. Sociology, doing those. Psychology, like understand how people think. And it's not as like psychology. There we go. It's not as easy as like being psychoanalyzed and this and that. And I actually had a girlfriend that was a graduate in psychology. She had a degree in psychology, and she would tell me that like, oh, cannabis, this and that, and it'll do this and that. Like, nah, it might, but like, to what level, what degree, and where? What's the chance of coming back? And is it isolated? Is it just cannabis, or is it cannabis and alcohol? So, I mean, it's not exactly healthy. It's not like drinking green tea, but I mean, come on, enough reefer madness. This is what 2024. So anthropology. Now, honestly, I don't know too much about the difference between anthropology and sociology, except that anthropology tends to be more, I want to say, like the study of cultures that are not quite as, although who ranks that? Not quite as, I was going to say not quite as developed as like our society, but at the same time, you know, who's really, I mean, granted, indoor plumbing and, vehicles and technology and computers and stuff, yeah, that's one thing. I studied when I in my anthropology class. There was the Kung Bushmen, which were the bush people, which again humans, the bush humans, the Bushmen. Um, there were tribes in Africa that still lived off the land like in the old ways. I mean, they didn't want to assimilate with technology, and even that I think like near the end of the class we talked about, or that section we talked about how they were starting to integrate with modern society and like still stick to most of their old ways, kind of like some of the Aborigines in Australia, like still trying to be tribal, but at the same time, not exactly going to turn down some modern luxuries. Mm, and then we also talked about like the hydras of India. That was just one thing that stuck out to me. We didn't talk a whole lot about India, but in particular, we talked about these cross-dressers and kind of transgender type people. Um, and I wouldn't even know where surgery and the science is over there. I'm pretty sure it started, or at least one of the places it started, was here in Colorado in Trinidad. Just like this little rural. Huh. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta respond to someone. All right, sorry. Um, let's see. Okay, cool. I just gotta be careful how I respond and phrase things. But, anyways, and we all should. I mean, I seem to babble a lot, but a lot of times it's more just because I'm trying to make sure that I'm saying what I mean and meaning what I say, basically. So, anyways, anthropology. I'm trying to remember. So, there's also the Papua New Guinea, which is over there by Australia, and how there were tribes that were uncontacted by the outside world until a certain time, and there was like black and white video of an airplane, a small prop plane, flying into there, and them like interacting, and they ended up like worshiping the skybird, the plane or whatever that like brought all this cool stuff. And they just started looking at all this stuff that was brought in, and so then it starts to kind of paint a picture where if you put yourself in their position and you were just uncontacted by outside people doing all this crazy stuff with like computers and cars and phones, like the stuff that we even like in the first world even thought was like James Bond futuristic stuff to be able to talk into a watch. Now you've got people picking up their Starbucks order because they got a notification on their watch for it. Like, so and then they did these uncontacted tribes where they live like basically Amish people, or even farther removed Amish, because Amish are aware of more advanced technology. They just choose not to accept electrical technology. So I mean, there's that aversion to tech. It's a scary new thing, and change is scary. And just understanding that further links the idea that we are all people, and it's not like some crazy other creature. It's another human that's 99.9% identical DNA wise. Granted, we're also like 90 something percent the same as corn and pigs and whatever, but different from a tree, you know? Actually, I can't even say that because just saying like corn has so much, maybe a tree has a lot too. But anyways, my point is 99.9% the same DNA wise every human versus a pig which is like 93 I think at best. I don't actually don't quote me on that because I just got a warning for misinformation. So I don't know. Let's leave that to biology, and actually I only did high school biology. Now, psychology, I did this like 4 times because I didn't take it seriously the first time or two. And then I did a repeat delete. Or I tried to repeat delete and then didn't take that seriously. Or I didn't. That one was more, I was too busy and I was focusing on other things. And sometimes I've had classes where I was more concerned about passing this one or getting, because in computer science and applied computing technology, you have to get C's or better in a class. Or wait, is that even? Yeah, and I barely missed it. I got a D and I had to retake a computer science class. Because normally D's get degrees or whatever. And then you get into computers, it's like, well, C's get degrees. And really, if you're not getting mostly A's and B's, yeah, then you should be concerned. So, anyways, psychology, the understanding of, I think probably the biggest thing about this, and we'll get, actually, let's get books. We gotta write this down. So we're just jamming around about it, but if someone wanted to be like, hey, can you go read that book from, or, and eventually, yeah, let's release this to the world as soon as I figure out how to make maps downloadable. But I gotta get it finished too, or even not. Not finished, but a lot farther than it is. So, all right. So psychology. Let's just go ahead since we're on that subject. Um, experiments where human behavior is observed. I mean, this is also came like sociology, but that's more human behavior, or like, let's see, individual human behavior. There we go. And this is just me guessing at a way to describe it. So, and the reason I'm thinking that this one specific experiment, um, jailers and inmates. Do that ampersand. And we'll do a dash dominance and abuse. Actually, they had to shut down the experiment prematurely. They were going to do it for a certain length of time. Dominance and abuse, and the ones in charge of the ones in authority took it too far. Like they kind of got a sick enjoyment out of it. Like they had control over these people's lives and telling them what to do. Even though it was just like it was kind of haha joking funny at first, like in the first couple of I don't know hours or days. I don't even remember how long this was or what it was. But maybe we can look it up. But jailers and inmates, dominance and even abuse. Well, let's not overdo the ampersand. Ah, slash abuse. There you go. And then just an example of how to Google foo something. Actually, I think we're getting close to being done with this one. Yeah, it's almost 30 minutes, but let's just look this up. Um, okay. So if we were looking for psychology experiment, I think just jailer and inmate. I mean, oops. I want to keep that one open because I was reading about new Colorado gun laws just to see what's going on, like what the actual laws state. So, all right, so psychology experiment with jailers. Oh yeah, with guards. That was one of the ones with prisoners and guards. There we go. The Stanford Prison Experiment. Okay, conducted in 1971, was a social psychology study that examined how social situations can influence people's behavior. In the experiment, Stanford University psychology professor Philip G. Zimbardo and his colleagues recruited 24 male students to role play as prisoners and guards in a simulated prison environment. The purpose: the study was designed to measure how role playing, labeling, and social expectations affect behavior over time. Zimbardo also wanted to determine whether people would conform to their assigned roles and if prison behavior is due to internal factors or external situational factors. All right, and then procedure: students were randomly assigned to groups and brought to the basement prison blindfolded to disorient them. Prisoners were also stripped and deloused. Oh, let's see. The experiment was originally scheduled to last 2 weeks, but Zimbardo was forced to end it after only 6 days due to escalating mistreatment of prisoners by the guards. Okay, so the Stanford, um, let's see. Let's put that down a couple. Stanford prison experiment. So, and that's just on a small scale of, random college people that, granted, oops, they didn't have the proper training. And I know that there is a lot of training that goes into prison guards or prison corrections officers. They don't like being called guards. But Stanford prison experiment. There you go. And jailer isn't great either. Um, so let's go ahead and Stanford prison experiment. Let's go ahead and do this. Dominance abuse was supposed to be 2 weeks. And this is all from Google's AI, so I don't know if this is exactly fact. I mean, if don't quote me on this unless you, this is a jumping off point. This is a stub. Like you can Google this and then read about it. Was supposed to last 2 weeks, but I feel like same with Wikipedia. I mean, enough stuff. As long as enough people are looking at it and being like, "Hey, wait a minute, this is," then Wikipedia is actually a pretty decent source. And if not, you can look at the sources of the article and then you can read into those. Like, say that you're at a college that doesn't accept Wikipedia, and that's fine. And usually, what my classes did were you could use Wikipedia, but then you'd have to use like one or two of the subsources or something. But anyways, dominance abuse was supposed to, excuse me, be 2 weeks, comma, shut down after 6 days. Because I do remember that it was shut down prematurely, and then there was a video of they recorded some of it, and it was just like shut down after 6 days. Same with Nazis doing their job, um, thinking that Germans are some kind of animal because they could let Nazis happen. No, they're not some kind of strange alien being. They're human beings that, when put in charge of someone, and then just thrown in there without proper training and mental, psychological and behavioral training and how people react and how to treat people with respect and all that. Yeah, then that is huge in real prison environments. But there's also like verbal judo where you got to like a win-win situation where everybody wins and we isolate the actual issue, not the people, but like the issues that the people are doing, and then address that behavior, and not the person, because that it can't be personal, because then you blanket statement their whole behavior is who they are. So, anyways, that's just one of that. We'll go ahead and cut there. I think I might jump to some Elden Ring, but let's go ahead and put that there. We'll pick that up. Oops. Anthropology, and so we'll talk a bunch about all this. Well, not a bunch. I only had like a freshman level class in each of these, so I'm no expert. And disclaimer, like now I know why South Park put disclaimers on every one of their episodes, because I got dinged for, and I get it, I got dinged for misinformation. I need to be careful about that. So again, disclaimer, this is very brief level of what I understand, and I definitely encourage Googling, fact checking, correcting me, but I would love to see people do that, and then I'll admit to being after looking into it. Anyways, ta ta for now. I'm rambling. See you in the next one. Happy Friday.